Welcome back to the HTML tutorial series. In this video, we'll look at the anchor tag. As we know, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. The markup refers to the HTML elements that we write in our code. The hypertext refers for the ability for you to link from one page to another. So if you go to a website like Amazon.com and you search for a particular product, say computer monitors, you're presented with a search results page that lists multiple monitors. When you find one you're interested in, you click on the link to it and it brings you to the details page for that monitor. That's hypertext, and that is accomplished using the HTML anchor tag. In preparation for this demo, I've added a few new images to my project and created a new web page called Mars HTML, which we'll link to from the index page, and then back to the index page from the Mars page using hypertext or HTML anchor tags. Now, to be clear, the anchor tag doesn't just allow us to link from one page to another. We could link from one page to other assets like images, either on our site or on another site. And we could link to pages from our site to other sites on the internet. For example, taking a look at the page that we're about to build in this tutorial, you'll see that I have several pieces of text that are underlined, indicating that these are links. This first one is a link to a picture of Mercury. So if I click on the hyperlink, it displays a picture of Mercury. The same for the Earth. If I click on the link to Mars, it'll bring me to the new Mars HTML page that I had created. And if I click back to the solar system, it'll bring me back to my main page. If I click the link to Wikipedia, it opens the Wikipedia homepage in a new tab. As previously mentioned, I added some new images to our IMG folder in the project. What I'd like to do now is add links to those images for the appropriate planets in our planet list. So I'll start by creating an anchor tag and setting its text to pic, which will link to the picture of Mercury. So what I've done is created an HTML anchor tag. I've set the href equal to the path to the picture, which is the IMG folder, / the Mercury JPEG. I've given it a title Mercury, which the user will see when they hover their mouse over the link, and in this case the link text is pic. So if we save this, go back to the browser, we see we now have pic with an underline. It's a link. If I hover over it, I'll see the text Mercury, and if I click the link, I'm taken to the image of Mercury. So let's go back to our code and add links for Venus and Earth as well. And of course, the moon. I'll save the code, go back to the browser, go back to our home page, and refresh. And now we have links for pics for Venus, Earth, and the moon. Okay, now that we know how to create anchor tags and link to different assets or different images on our website, let's create an anchor tag around the text Mars, which will link us to our Mars HTML page. So the format is the same. We have the HTML anchor tag. The href attribute points to the page that we want to load. In this case, mars.html is in the same folder as index. It has a title of Mars, and Mars will be the hypertext. So if we save this, go back to the browser, we see Mars is now underlined and it's hypertext. If I click it, it will load the Mars HTML page. And I've also included a link in the Mars HTML page to go back to the index. So if I click the back to solar system link, I'm taken back to the home page. So the final link I want to add to our site is a link to the Wikipedia page. However, unlike the link to Mars, which opens in the same browser tab as the index page, and when we click back to solar system, the index page is launched in the same tab as the Mars page, when the user clicks the link to Wikipedia, I'd like them to be taken to a new browser tab to have the Wikipedia page displayed. So let's go back to our code. I'll collapse the planet list, as we don't need that right now. Find the span for the link to Wikipedia and replace that with some new code. Now what I've done is inside the span, I've created an anchor tag. the value of the href attribute points to the URL for Wikipedia. In order to make this open in a new browser tab, I've set the target equal to some unique value. In this case, new, because I want to open a new browser tab. I could have set this as wiki. Any value for the target is fine. You just need to keep that value consistent if you want all your external links to open in the same tab. So if we save this page, go back to the browser, we'll see Wikipedia now has an underline, so it's a hyperlink. If I click it, I open a new tab and I'm taken to Wikipedia. So in this video, we learned how to create HTML anchor tags and link to different assets like pictures within our own site, link to different pages within our own site, and also link to external websites in a different tab in the browser. In the next video, we'll look at HTML5 semantic elements.